Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Budget Tempo Rogue. I have updated now my build for the new Doom in the Doom metagame. Rogue got two class cards, it got the Swashbuckler, Battlecry add a random card to your hand, and it got Shaku in the event. But I could not fit Shaku in this deck, because Shaku for this deck it's just a little bit too slow. But Swashbuckler, play it on one, get a card from your opponent's class, activate your Underbelly Fence, activate your Vendetta. That's just pure awesome. Because we're now living in a Shaman Stone meta, where there's a lot of fighting going on for the board early on, and I felt like I couldn't quite execute the previous strategy, which was South Sea Deckhand Crazed Chemist, burst damage, boom, go face. So I have moved to a Questing Adventurer build. Also, there's more card generation now. Pharaoh Cat already came early in Saviors of Uldum, and now that I also got Swashbuckler into this deck, and there's Evil Miscreant, there's more token and card generation, and so there's more stuff to feed for the Questing Adventurer, and a big Questing Adventurer is something that Shaman decks in particular have difficult time dealing with. I have also chosen to include Dread Corsair because I really want the tempo swing. Deadly Poison, Dagger, Corsair, Hook Scimitar, Corsair. Just changing the way the deck works a little bit. Of course, these changes also mean that the deck now lacks burst damage. If I only had Leroy Jenkins, but alas, I do not in this deck, so you have to be able to stay on the board. You have some damage even if you're forced off the board, because Scimitar, Deadly Poison, Eviscerate, SI7 Agent, there's a couple of things that can go face, but there are no Leroy. That said, I feel like Tempo Rogue is in a decent spot in the metagame at the moment, and even this budget version seems to be able to do rather well. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're just looking to get on the board on curve. Pharaoh Cat, Swashbuckler, excellent tools to get there. If you have Swashbuckler, keep a fence. If you don't, then maybe the fence is not that great of a keep. Blink Fox is a good keep, Miscreant is almost always a good keep. And things like Backstab and SI7 Agent, if you're facing aggressive decks that you need to remove things from. Just try to grab a nice curve, nice synergy package, and go on from there. If you enjoyed this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at this Budget Tempo Questing Adventurer Rogue in action. It's going to be Highlander Mage, right? Maybe we can try with something like this. Theoretically, I could even coin the dagger. Then on 2 I could play the Deadly Poison and the Corsair, if I really want to try to be fast. I really want to try to be fast. Let's try this approach. I think it's almost certain that it's going to be a Highlander Mage. So he's slow. I want to be fast. Deadly Poison, Corsair. Then Blink Fox on 3. Does he have an answer to this? He doesn't necessarily have an answer to a 3-3 here. Obviously I gave up my combo potential, the pieces that I had that could have been used to play combos. But I didn't have combo cards in hand, and I do have some card generation in hand. So I thought that was acceptable. Blink Fox on 3, Burglar on 4, Fence, SI7 on 5. That's like a potential curve here. At least in my mind. On 3 he just can't do a whole lot yet. Pyromaniac isn't that impressive. It does already activate the fence though, if I really need it. He could play like the secret giving minion here, if he happens to have that, because Flame Ward is pretty scary. All of my minions have 3 health. Oopsie. Your wish is my suggestion. Zephyrus can also help. That Zephyrus induce was just so good. I don't have a great way to deal with this. 1 mana off from being able to play Fence SI7. I think it's the Henge Clan Burglar now. Oh, if I only had mana to play the Evolve. I think I'll still take it. I mean, these are going face. That Zephyrus Ooze, that hurt. Maybe I should have just used the weapon earlier. I lost a lot of damage with that. And he also got a lot of board presence. Possibly game winning. Good use of Zephyrus, I have to say. Oh boy, oh boy. Next turn he can play Reno. That might be too much. Like, I just can't push. If he has the Reno. Does he have the Reno? He could. I mean, I still think I need to try this. See what happens. Both players draw a card. Well, now he's more likely to have that Reno. And Reno just wipes this board. Very nice and clean. If he has it. He does not have it. That's a piece of good news. Then it's going to be the Questing Adventure, maybe? I don't really have good support for it yet, though. 8 cards in hand. He could have a Flame Strike. Doesn't have Reno, but could have a Flame Strike. I think I'll still try with these. Let's see if he has the Flame Strike. He can also find Reno because I'm giving him a lot of cards. Okay, Siamat. Siamat is not a problem, right? Now we're going in with the Questing Adventure, maybe? Questing Adventure.
Give me a quest.
Vendetta on the Siamat. It's a card. Then set up a counter spell. That's a card. Don't stop the card draw. Or maybe the card draw is fine. Damage on the Siamat. These are going face. So now there's too much health for Reno to kill. Because that's 14 health on the board. And I have a counter spell to protect against his big board clear spells. So isn't he just dead now? $11, $12, $13, $14. That should be enough damage. Dead. Because Shaman doesn't always have that combo. This is an Evolve Shaman. This is not even a Quest Shaman. He kept 2 cards, so I am afraid of Thunderhead. I didn't get a class card, so I didn't get to activate the Underbelly Fence. Obviously it was unlikely that I would anyway. I need to just kill that. I had the option to coin the SI7. I did consider that. But But I might need the SI7 to kill the Thunderhead. Okay, which lackey? Alright. Next turn there can be the Thunderhead. If there's a Thunderhead and Zap, that's 4 damage. So can I get a questing adventure that's bigger than 4? Adventure...
So many options.
There's only one way to do that, and it's to throw away a deadly poison. Otherwise the adventure dies to a Thunderhead turn. So I think I need to just take it easy for the time being. Kill these. Just dagger up. And use a deadly poison now. So that I'm potentially ready for a Thunderhead turn. Well, he was a 3 mana. Ah, he was overloaded. I should have just went forward. Oh, that was bad for me. I should have just went with the questing.
Here we go.
I don't want him to have the spell damage. I didn't think that he was overloaded. Obviously I needed to go with the questing adventurer. Because he couldn't Thunderhead. There's 2 cards that he kept, so I think there's a Thunderhead there. That's why I'm wary. Now is the time to pull the trigger.
Give me a quest. Give me a quest.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Now we have a 6-6 and a 4-4. And they're behind the taunt. Are they enough? We might go for some kind of evolve plays. Okay, here comes the evolve play. That wasn't even a kept card though. He can do the Mogu, although it can't push through. Top deck Mogu. With the Zappies almost gets through. And then there's the evolve. Just to mutate. And Alakir can't kill these. Small upside. Second Mogu. Oh boy. Do I still need to kill the hares? He can still have Bloodlust there. I could play the Scimitar without the combo effect. Then I can SI7 agent.
This guy's toast.
Here we go.
That allows me to clean up all the hares.
Quest accepted.
So now the hares are dead, the flesh shapers are dead. He needs a Thunderhead. Right.
Shall we make a storm?
I'm at 4 attack. I think I have to kill the Thunderhead. Because if I sap it, he can replay it once he finds overload cards.
How much is this worth to you?
Quest accepted.
It's just going to kill that one. I can dagger up and deadly poison. That will still deal enough damage.
Here we go.
So I can kill the Thunderhead here. But I still have a sap left. He didn't have overload cards last turn.
Shall we make a storm?
He did. He did have overload cards. He also had another revolve. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you played an elemental last turn, draw a card. Thunderhead is an elemental. Now I could Rockbiter this. I need to Rockbiter that.
Here we go.
If when you cast a spell, gain +2 attack, so this can be 3, this can be 5.
Quest accepted.
I have to trade that away. Because otherwise, like, if he gets a lightning bolt, he can kill the questing. I just can't let him... He runs main deck silence. I totally did not see that coming. Whoa.
A tango?
Here we go.
I did not expect him to run silence in that deck. That was a complete surprise. Oh boy.
Quest accepted.
I need to try to push now. He can find Sea Giants still. Flesh Shapers are gone, Thunderheads are gone. But there's Hair, there's Evolves, there's Sea Giants.
Quest accepted.
Here we go.
No use to play the Miscreant without getting value. So this is lethal right now. He has to do something. That could discover AoE. It actually discovered Earthquake. Okay. Hit there.
Here we go.
This one goes face. I think Kobold Lag is going face too. Okay. What next? I have a lethal setup again.
What have we here?
Okay. He runs main deck Hex, what? 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 3. 8 damage. I need a little bit of help from this Henge Clan Burglar. That's not enough. That's just 1 more damage. I needed 2. I've seen both mutates. There's an evolve left. What if he top decks Bloodlust? I'll move fire one of these. I'll sap that. These are going face.
Here we
I'll hit into that one. So I go down to 9. but I leave him with just 1 minion on the board. And I have a 0/1 on the board. Now I do not have access to... I do not have access to sap. So if he gets a taunt minion... Is that a taunt lucky? I mean, it never can be. It can't be enough. There's nothing that can be enough here. No, we finally take the game. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.